Most runners skip strides because they're busy, they don't feel like they can add more into their training. Maybe they don't know what strides are or how they'll benefit them as a runner, or even they've tried strides before, but they just didn't feel a benefit from them. But what if I told you this one small habit could make you a faster and stronger runner while also reducing your risk of injury? And it only takes about 10 minutes a week. So, what are strides? Strides are short, controlled accelerations, roughly in the 20 to 30-second range, done at about 80 to 90% of your max effort. They're not sprints. They should not be a sprint at all, but they are faster than your typical running pace. So the reason why strides matter is because strides are going to improve your overall running economy. They're going to improve your posture while you're running, improve your power, improve your efficiency. They're going to activate fast twitch fibers that, especially when we're training for endurance, don't get worked quite as much. But because it's not a sprint and we're not going out so hard, they're not going to cause as much damage. And so the recovery is going to be a lot lower. To give you an example, one of my clients, Allison, was training for her first half marathon. And when we started, we just focused on easy runs and strides. This built her a very good foundation. We did this for about 4 weeks. And then after that foundation was built, we added in some threshold work, and she very easily started PRing in her mile time week to week. And it wasn't even max effort running. It was just because we improved her overall running efficiency and she became a better runner. A few weeks later, I believe it was 6, was her half marathon, which we didn't run more than 6 miles leading up to it. She got to the half marathon feeling strong and confident. She absolutely crushed it. At the end, she felt good. She could even increase her pace the second half because she felt strong. So, who should do strides? If you're training for an endurance event like a marathon or a 50K, you should be doing strides. It's just such a easy way to add in some of that more powerful running but with a lower recovery time. But especially if you're a busy individual training for these, this is going to be a way to get so much more bang for your buck from your running training, because you'll get some of that power, that fast twitch running work in without having to make it this whole session or adding 30 minutes of training each week. It's just 10 minutes on the end of an easy run. So how do you do strides? After an easy run, find a very slight hill, only 5 to 10% incline there. We don't want it to be that steep. What you're going to do is you're going to be at the base of the hill, and you're going to accelerate up that hill for 20 to 30 seconds. And again, it's not a sprint. Once you get to the top, you can walk or jog lightly back down and continue that for 1 to 2 minutes. You want to make sure you're fully recovered before you go on to the next stride so you can get the most out of that stride. Now, when you're doing your stride, you want to think tall posture, relaxed arms, and you want light, quick feet. Now, adding strides into your week can be super simple. I would recommend 1 to 2 times per week. Do them after an easy run. Don't add them in after a hard run. The reason why is because that hard run was already very damaging on your body. And if you add in strides after that, you're going to add more damage, which is going to increase the recovery needs. Right? Our goal is to train at a recoverable level. So again, just add the strides in after an easy session because it's going to be recoverable. Some of the biggest mistakes I see when people add strides is they sprint all out, right? Again, sprinting all out is going to cause more damage. It's going to require a lot more recovery. And that's not the goal of the strides. The strides are to make you faster and stronger with less recovery. Another common mistake I see is doing too many. 4 to 6 is that sweet spot. Beyond that, doesn't add more value. If anything, it just causes more fatigue, more damage, and requires more recovery. The next mistake is not doing a warm-up, just going right into those hill strides. So again, make sure you do it at the end of an easy run, because then you're warm and you can accelerate up that hill better. The next mistake is just doing it on the wrong day. Like I mentioned before, we don't want to do it after a hard or threshold workout because we're already very fatigued. There's already a lot of damage in our body. You want to do it on an easy day when you're feeling good. It's just going to add a little bit more without taking away from your recovery that much. So, if you're not sure how strides will fit into your week, especially if you're doing like a lower volume approach like I do, I can help. If you drop a comment below, I'll respond to it. Or if you send me a DM on Instagram at the Low Volume Runner, just send strides and I'll send you a plug and play resource that you can use to add strides into your routine.